Thank you for participating in this study. Your task is to categorize a set of basketball players and dogs respectively, according to attributes the interface provided. First, I will describe the interface you'll be using in this study. Next, I will describe the task itself in greater detail. The interface you will be using in this study is called InterAxis. InterAxis is a system designed to visualize and explore data in a scatter plot. You may zoom in or out on the scatter plot by using a two-finger drag if you're using a trackpad, or by using a scroll wheel on a traditional mouse. Each data point is represented in the scatter plot as a circle. Hovering over a circle reveals details about the attributes of the data point in the panel on the right. You may change the axis of the scatter plot to visualize a different attribute of the data by selecting the attribute from the drop-down menu along the X and Y axis. In addition to selecting a single attribute from the drop-down menu, the X-axis can also be used to represent combinations of attributes. You can do this by clicking and dragging the bars below the X-axis to manually set the weights of the attributes. The bars will be sorted in descending order by magnitude, and the points in the scatter plot will be repositioned along the X-axis according to the new weighted combination of attributes. You can also change the weights along the X-axis by dragging points into the gray bins. When there are data points in both bins, the weights of the attributes on the X-axis are recomputed, so that data points that are similar to the points in the leftmost bin appear on the low side of the X-axis, and data points that are similar to the points in the rightmost bin appear on the high side of the X-axis. This is useful for finding data points similar to two different groups of data. For example, it might be useful to group cars you think are SUVs in one bin and cars you think are sports cars in the other bin. This can reveal which attributes are important for distinguishing between the two car types, and it will likewise reposition other cars in the scatter plot that are similar to those in the bins on the extreme ends of the X-axis. You can remove a data point from a bin by double-clicking on the point inside the bin. Both bins on the X-axis can be cleared, and the axis reset to the default dimension by clicking the Clear Bins button. The car task mentioned earlier were just for practice. In this study, your task will be to categorize a series of data points in the domain of dog breeds and basketball players. You will be randomly assigned to start one of the two tasks first. Before entering each scatter plot page, you can choose whichever X-axis and Y-axis attributes you care about to start with. For basketball player task, there are 5 possible categories or positions: point guard, shooting guard, small forward, power forward and center. For dog breeds task, the 5 possible categories or breeds are American Foxhound, Bernedoodle, Cavalier King Charles, Shih Tzu, and American Bulldog. Let's take the car practice task as an example. Each data point represents a car, and the categories are car types. First, click on the type on the right to activate it. The active type is indicated by a bold black outline around the circle with the type active. Next, click on the data point you would like to categorize. The circle will be colored accordingly. If you change your mind about a categorization, just select the unassigned circle, and then click on the corresponding data point. The data point will return to the default gray color. You can deactivate the active type by double-clicking on it. For each task, there are 50 circles respectively in the scatter plot. Gray circles indicate data points that have not yet been categorized. Please try to categorize all of the data points before proceeding to the next phase of the study. Once you are ready to proceed, check the box to indicate you are finished, then click the Continue button to proceed to the next part of the study. If you need help at any point during the study, hover over the question mark icon in the top left of the interface. It contains a summary of the task for the study, as well as a reminder of the interactions afforded by the interface.